Good evening. I'd ask that you stand and join our senior choir members in the national anthem.
Good evening. My name is Jenna Norton, and I am the co-salutatorian of the class of 2025. I want to welcome all the family, friends, and teachers that are here to support our class tonight, as well as my classmates. I am proud to be a member of a class that has accomplished so much through many challenges. I want to personally thank my parents, Kevin and Leslie, for always being there for me when I needed them. Without your support and encouragement, I would not be where I am today. I'm grateful for everything you have done. I also want to thank the amazing teachers I've had at Bellwood. The effort you put in to help all your students has truly made us all more successful and prepared us for the next stages of our lives. We are lucky to have been a part of such a supportive and involved school community. I think the most important thank you I have to give tonight is to my classmates. I'm grateful for the memories we've made together, and I hope you all are too. Everything we have gone through has shaped who we are as a group, and I think we should all be proud of what we have done here. From the virtual learning period in middle school because of COVID to the half-day Fridays when we returned, we overcame many interruptions to our learning. We didn't have our first school dance until freshman year, and the first class trip we've had since our 6th grade trip to Camp K was just a few weeks ago. Some may say we missed out during those times, but I think it only made us appreciate everything we got to experience more. Sophomore year, our class was responsible for bringing the mini-thon back to Bellwood-Antis. However, that was not an easy task. Nearly every teacher in the school told us that such a large, complicated event would be impossible to start again. Mr. Hallahan was willing to give us a chance, and in the first 2 years, the club raised nearly $50,000. I hope this becomes one of the lasting impacts of our graduating class on future students. It is often said that the high school years hold the best days of our lives, but I hope that is not true for us. I instead hope that high school marks the beginning of the best times that are still to come. There are many memories to be made, new places to see, and dreams to pursue. I hope none of you ever give up on the things you dream of. Remember to appreciate the little things and spend time with your loved ones. There is no right time for something, just time and how you choose to spend it. As a woman in the grocery store reminded me yesterday, life is too short to waste a second of it. Lastly, I want to remind you that not everything will go your way. You can set goals and expectations, but remember to give yourself grace because occasionally you will fall short. How you continue on is what matters. We're not just celebrating the end of high school tonight. We're celebrating the perseverance and determination it took to get here. And whatever comes next for you all, I hope you use the same courage you've developed here to achieve what you desire. Congratulations, class of 2025. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Good evening, and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2025. My name is Holden Schreier, and I am honored to be speaking to you all as co-salutatorian. I would like to start with some thank yous. While I have achieved this honor, this wouldn't have been possible for me to achieve by myself, and I owe a lot to everybody in my life who has invested in me. My first and biggest thank you is to my parents. You've been great teachers, encouraged me through every single challenge, celebrated each victory, and reminded me that every setback is a lesson to learn how to do better. Specifically, I want to thank you, Mom, for investing in my education from a young age and always pushing me to study and be my best. And Dad, thank you for always being there in school to run home when I forgot something and for being a great role model to me. This moment is as much yours as it is mine, and I will be forever grateful for the way I have been raised. With all my heart, thank you. I would like to thank my brothers, Chance and Raid, for putting up with me, competing to try and get better grades than you both. I know that I've driven you both crazy over the last 13 years, but I can say I'm thankful to be your brother. To my girlfriend, Briley, thank you for always being by my side for these past 4 years. I'm so blessed to have you always supporting me in everything I do. To my friends, thank you for the laughter and the unwavering support. I'm beyond grateful for the memories we've made. This final thank you is not just from me, but from our whole graduating class. To our teachers, we are so lucky to have educators who are willing to invest in our lives. It goes further than just teaching us lessons in the classroom. The lengths that our teachers go to support us, whether it be through attending an extracurricular like a sporting event or a musical, writing us letters of recommendation, or being there to help us with any problem life may throw our way, is unmatched. We have been so blessed to have teachers who would do anything to ensure that we perform our best academically. So teachers from the class of 2025, we are truly grateful for everything that you have done over the last 13 years of our lives to shape us into the students and the people that we are today. 13 years have come and gone just like that. I'm still struggling to wrap my head around the fact that in 45 minutes, we'll be Bellwood-Antis alumni and no longer students. It is amazing to me how much all of us have grown since kindergarten, and I know that our parents would definitely agree. School is a setting where we go to learn, but the growth that has come out of it is equal between academic and personal growth. When we came into kindergarten, skills like counting and reading were things that we struggled with, but now we wouldn't even think twice about being able to do these things. As we progressed through school, we grew academically by learning material that got more and more difficult. I'm sure all of you remember your first biology test, stressing for the keystones and the PSSAs, reading Romeo and Juliet, the Wax Museum, learning how to use Excel, and of course, why is the Statue of Liberty green? Honestly, I still don't think any of us know the answer to that last one. Whether you realize it or not, every single one of you should be proud of the growth that you've achieved in your academics. Yet, growth in academics is only half of what school teaches us. We have also grown as people. Looking beyond the classroom, we've grown through friendships, teamwork, and shared experiences. We've learned to support one another through ups and downs, and this skill is just as valuable in life as anything that we have learned in the classroom. Another thing to look back on is the friendships that have shaped you. Friendships are the backbone of the high school experience. A boring day can be lit up in a second and turned into an unforgettable moment. I know most of you in the audience can relate to how the power of friendship impacted your high school years. As we look back, it's impossible to separate our growth and success from the people who stood beside us. Think about the laughter shared in crowded hallways, seeing your friends support you at sporting events, and those last-second questions shared before a test. These friendships have truly shaped us into the people we are today. Some friendships may continue for a lifetime, while others may drift with time, but every connection we have made leaves an imprint. We should be forever thankful for how friendship has shaped our high school experience. Another valuable lesson we have learned is to embrace challenges. All of us, from graduates to grandparents in the audience, everyone has learned to embrace challenges in their school career. Some of the challenges our class has faced include remote learning due to COVID, having an extra teacher in elementary school because of our class size and behavior, and an extended Christmas break due to a fire in the school. I now ask everyone to think about the first time you encountered a subject that felt impossible. A tough math equation, a foreign language, or a complex science concept. At first, frustration crept in, but with determination and the encouragement of teachers and friends, we were able to succeed at the task. Beyond academics, we faced personal struggles through sports, arguments with friends and family, and the uncertainty of the future. Every difficult moment and every instance of rejection has been an opportunity given to us to grow. We have learned that failure is a part of your everyday life and you can't always stop it, so learn how to react to it. As we all prepare to take our lives in different directions over the next few months, let's remember the ways we've grown, the lessons we've learned, the friendships we've made, and the ability to overcome challenges. We are not defined by the challenges we've faced, but by how we've been able to work through them. So let's step forward with confidence in both our abilities and excitement for what lies ahead. No matter where God's plan will take us, the memories of Bellwood-Antis High School will always remind us of how far we've come and how much further we are capable of going. I want to take one final moment to thank each and every one of my classmates for the moments and the memories of the past 13 years. There's no group I would have rather shared my childhood with. Thank you all for listening, and I wish you all the best. I know you will do great things. Thank you.
saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you older, children get older, and I'm getting older too. I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you older, children get older, and I'm getting older too. I'm getting older too. So take this love, take it down. Oh, if you climb a mountain, turn around. If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. The landslide will bring it down.
Good evening. My name is Caden Pellegrin, and it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's guest speaker. Albert Einstein once said, "Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere." In the case of tonight's guest speaker, her imagination and entrepreneurial passion have allowed her to become one of the top young artists in our region, as well as a successful business owner and mother. Sarah Garber graduated from Bellwood-Antis in 2009. She was an honor student in a highly talented class, and she initially had dreams of becoming a mechanical engineer. However, despite maintaining a 4.0 grade point average while she was in college, she always felt something deeper calling to her. Her passion, she realized, came at the intersection of the worlds of business and art. After leaving college, Sarah tried her hand at photography and even co-owned a cleaning company at one point. But ultimately, all roads led back to two loves, coffee and art. By 2015, she had purchased Playtime Pottery in Altoona, and by 2017, with Penn State Altoona expanding into downtown Altoona area, the time was right for her to see her dream to fruition. It was then that she opened the Clay Cup, a unique cafe that specializes in premium coffee and baked goods while also providing creative space for patrons to work on pottery and other art projects. Today, business is thriving, having recently celebrated its 8th anniversary. Sarah also owns a Westfall Coffee Company, a small batch specialty coffee roastery, but her need for a creative outlet didn't end there. She published and illustrated 3 children's books and published one of her own called The Sock Flock in 2022.
She has designed specialty products and artistic presentations licensed by Sheets, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Lonely Planet. Currently, she's working on a 50-foot mural that will be displayed at the corner of 11th Avenue and 15th Street in downtown Altoona, representing Blair County's past, present, and future, which is being funded by the Altoona-Blair County Development Corporation. On top of that, she's a devoted mother to 2 sons, a 5-year-old Judah and 3-year-old Jericho. It is without a doubt that Sarah has lived the words of Einstein mentioned earlier. When she graduated from Bellwood 16 years ago, one would have logically tabbed her for greatness. But it was her imagination and fearlessness that put her on the path to becoming one of Blair County's bright young entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I introduce you to our 2025 guest speaker, Miss Sarah Garber.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Kaden. That was lovely. Thank you to Mr. Schreier here for asking me to be the guest speaker tonight. I feel super honored to be back here. I haven't been on the stage in a very long time, and Mr. Bauer mic'd me up like I'm back in a musical or something, so I've got the whole stage, I guess. So, class of 2025, congratulations, you made it. I want you to just take a moment and take a mental picture of this, because we count down the minutes and the moments to these big mile markers, and they're here and then they go by so fast, and I feel like sometimes it's really hard to be present. So look at the audience, the people here to support you, the faculty and staff that have been by your side for the last 12 plus years, and just remember that for a minute. As I was thinking and praying about a topic that would be impactful and inspiring, I realized that telling my story as a whole, from high school to present, is really where the little nuggets of wisdom and inspiration live. It's all about the series of chronological events, the little decisions along the way that led me here, some of the smallest decisions that led to my greatest accomplishments. I was partially homeschooled during my elementary years, and I spent countless hours creating and building. Then, in middle school and into high school, my favorite subjects were always math and science, and then it was physics and calculus. Miss Frank, thank you. And I really, really wanted to be a mechanical engineer. I'd always loved art and knew it was something that I was gifted at, but it wasn't anything I thought I could make a career out of. For most of high school, my schedule didn't really allow for me to have any art classes, but my senior year, I was able to squeeze one in. And that's really where things began to shift. I had a class with Mrs. McNall, and I was doing all these little watercolor paintings, and she walked by one day and she said, "Where'd you learn to paint like that? You should teach me how to watercolor paint." And that got my wheels spinning, and I thought, well, maybe I have more talent than I thought if a teacher's asking me to teach her how to paint something. So then things shifted even more in my English class with Mr. Naylor. Mr. Naylor had us writing some sort of career report, and I decided that writing a report on mechanical engineering sounded really boring, and that honestly should have been my first cue that it probably wasn't the best route for me. So instead, I decided to write a report on becoming an artist. And in my research, it was pretty typical for someone who studied art to take 3 routes. It was either teaching, working in a museum, or being a stereotypical starving artist. And I thought, well, I don't want to do any of those things. There has to be a better way. And, there's nothing wrong with teaching at all, and there's nothing wrong with working in a museum. Those just didn't interest me, and, well, starving didn't really interest me either. So, as I was writing my paper and it was coming together, I was thinking about how I could create a space where people could do art with me. How could I create a steady stream of revenue with art? And that's where the idea of combining something creative with something coffee was born. I knew that coffee shops had high traffic, repeat customers that came in every single day. And I thought, if I combined something creative with coffee, those people coming in every day would see that art and maybe even want to participate in that art. At that point, I didn't even really consider trying to pursue that. I just took that little nugget, that little idea, and put it in the back of my brain and proceeded on with my life. After those two really pivotal moments in high school, though, I decided I did want to pursue art, and I ended up going to Liberty University and just taking some gen ed classes. But after 3 semesters and a 4.0 GPA, I decided I should take some time off to decide what I really wanted to do before I was too far in debt. And so I decided to jump into the workforce. My mindset at that point was just take every opportunity I could, figure out what I liked, what I didn't like, what I was good at, what I wasn't good at. And I worked so many different jobs in that period of time. I worked for a commercial cleaning company, I worked at Hauser Subs, I waited tables, I became a second shooter for a wedding photographer and learned all about professional photography, and that became my first entrepreneurial venture. Photography was actually something I had considered being the creative thing that maybe I would pair with coffee. So I started eyeing up some buildings in downtown Altoona in 2011. I remember driving down 11th Avenue, looking at the buildings, and I specifically saw 1304 11th Avenue. I called about it the next day because I was just really curious to know how much it would cost to lease that building. And I wasn't serious about it, but I was curious. During that time, I was also a support person for individuals with intellectual disabilities. I worked for a wealth management company, and I was a private tutor for a homeschooled girl who was in 5th grade. Even though these jobs weren't necessarily creative or they weren't in line with anything I really wanted to be doing, there were skills that I developed at each job that I use every single day. They were skills that became necessary for each step in my journey. During these other jobs, I still made time to be creative, and I continued to develop my art skills in my free time. I've always made making a priority. The wealth management firm, they wanted to set up a second office in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I went down with them, and I helped them set up that second office. And everywhere down there were these painting classes where someone would get up and teach a painting step by step. And they were for everyone, whether you felt creative or not. And I thought, oh my goodness, I could teach those classes. This was in 2013, and no one had started teaching sip and paint classes here yet. And so I knew from when I had been a support person and a tutor that I was actually really good at breaking things down into simple steps. I also knew that I had developed my painting skills enough that I could create paintings that were achievable for anyone with thoughtful guidance and instruction. I moved home from West Palm Beach after about 4 months, and I knew that office life was not for me. Then, at age 22, my dad suddenly passed away from a brain aneurysm. Loss like that is life-altering. Walking through that type of loss and grief really changed my perspective on how I wanted to approach the rest of my life. I knew firsthand that tomorrow wasn't promised, and I wanted to pursue living out my fullest God-given potential. We really don't know what tomorrow holds. At this point, I felt it was time for me to really start doing something creative. And that creative thing was still unclear, and I felt really discouraged. I ended up getting a job at Trader Joe's in State College. Every single Trader Joe's has at least one in-house artist because every single sign in a Trader Joe's is handmade. I was hired as a regular crew member, but shortly after, I found myself spending half my time in the art department, and they put me in charge of all the big end cap signs. I really loved it there, and I was really happy, but I couldn't stop thinking about those painting classes. I thought, what creative businesses exist in our area that I could use as a venue to teach these classes? The only creative business that I could think of at the time was Playtime Pottery in Hollidaysburg. And I didn't have anything to lose, so I went in there and waltzed right up to the owner, and I proposed my idea. I said, these classes are being taught in all these big cities. This is gonna bring more people into your business, and it's gonna let me do something that I actually wanna do. I left there feeling really excited about this conversation, but I never heard back from her, and I thought, there goes my one chance. Well, a few months later, I found out that she had sold the business to someone else, so I thought, there's my second chance. So I went in, proposed the same thing, and she thought it was a great idea. So we started teaching these classes, and we would post one, and it would sell out in 30 minutes. So we had something really good going. The owner came to me a few months later and she said, I think I want to sell this business. I don't want to work evenings and weekends. And I thought in my brain, I said, pick me, please. Like, this is my dream job. I asked her, how much do you want for this business? And she said, $12,000. And I thought, I think I can come up with $12,000. So I negotiated an agreement with her where I would work down the purchase price by teaching a whole bunch of classes, and then I unconventionally went and got a personal line of credit and bought that business for the remaining amount. So in May of 2015, I was 24, and I was the proud owner of Playtime Pottery. I was naive, but determined. I bought a business that was basically failing, but I worked super hard. I leveraged social media to grow the pottery painting and the painting classes. At the end of that year, I had multiplied that business by 5. During that same time, I had started an Etsy shop just as an avenue for selling my artwork to get more eyes on it. I had really continued to discipline myself to always be painting, even when I didn't feel like it. It was at the beginning of 2016 when I realized that this whole paint your own pottery concept could be profitable, and I had not forgotten about the idea of pairing something creative with something coffee. I knew that the paint your own pottery was kind of like this non-threatening creative gateway. I had seen CEOs, doctors, dads, grandparents, moms, kids walk into my shop telling me they weren't creative and leaving feeling super proud of what they had made. I had fallen in love with being able to facilitate that creative experience. What if that same experience could be accompanied by the community and connection that comes with coffee too? Growing up in Bellwood and being raised by a family where everyone had also grown up in Bellwood, I knew the rich history of downtown Altoona. I wanted to see it come back to life like it had been when my grandparents would take the train from Bellwood to Altoona to do all of their shopping. And I had never forgotten that beautiful building at 1304 11th Avenue that I had called about 5 years prior. I knew I had a proven concept, and I had cash because I was working 100 hours a week trying to grow Playtime Pottery, and I felt this great sense of urgency that if I didn't get downtown right then, the opportunity would be gone forever. And I knew there were talks of other revitalization efforts, and I just really wanted to be a part of it. The owner of that building at the time owned like 80% of downtown Altoona, and I had been told by multiple people that it was highly unlikely that I would be able to negotiate any deal with him, that he was a really tough business guy, and many people had tried. I remember so clearly the day I was walking into his office. I was a 25-year-old college dropout walking into this guy's office, about to attempt to negotiate one of his commercial buildings. What if he laughed at me, I thought. But I also knew if I didn't try, I would be thinking, what if, for the rest of my life? I explained my vision for the building and my vision for downtown Altoona as a whole, and to my shock, Mr. Seltzer looked at me, slapped his hand on his desk, and said, "This is what Altoona needs." I ended up negotiating a lease to buy agreement, and over the next few months renovated and opened the Clay Cup in March of 2017 at 1304 11th Avenue. I will spare many details because I know we have important things to get to tonight, like your diplomas, right? But after opening the coffee shop, it has felt like one thing after the next, in the best way. Because I had built my Etsy shop over the last few years, and I had over 200 pieces of artwork listed on there, I was discovered by a third-party company that allowed 6 of my paintings to be licensed by TJ Maxx. These paintings were then reproduced on throw pillows and sold across the country in every TJ Maxx store. Also in 2018, I entered the Sheets Art Project, and I was chosen as one of 11 winners to have my artwork and my face on their gas tankers and tractor trailers for the next 5 years. Not only did this project give me tremendous exposure as an artist, but the amount that we were paid for that commission was the exact amount I needed to put a new roof on my coffee shop. That is not a coincidence. Shortly thereafter, I got a call from my friend Bethany Marshall, who said she had written a children's book and asked if I would be interested in illustrating it, and I was like, yeah, give me a new project. I ended up illustrating 3 books for her, Pickles and Prayer, Pineapples and Praise, and Bubs with the Nubs. At the beginning of 2022, I launched Westfall Coffee Company. Westfall is a coffee roastery inside the Clay Cup. We roast specialty coffee for the Clay Cup and other cafes and restaurants. That building, 1304 11th Avenue, was the home of a business called Westfall from 1890 until about 1970. So that brand that I created is a nod to the history of that space. Later in 2022, I authored and illustrated my own children's book titled The Sock Flock. It's a silly rhyming story about birds wearing socks. It's now available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Walmart. I've had the privilege of licensing artwork with other national brands, along with partnering with local Chick-fil-A, Penn State, public and private schools, nonprofit organizations, plus lots of commissions, gallery shows, and passion projects in between. Currently, I'm painting the 50-foot mural in downtown, as Kaden mentioned, and I feel extremely honored to be able to leave my permanent creative mark on a city that I love so much. I hope that my story has left you feeling inspired or encouraged, or with some little bit of wisdom that you can tuck away and carry along with you as you go on with your life. But I'll conclude with these quick points. It's okay to not know what you want to do. There's no rush to any finish line. Never be afraid to not know something. Don't let the unknown steal your confidence. And don't ever let the feeling of being underqualified keep you from starting. You will likely never feel ready, and there is so much you can only learn by jumping in. Be content but not complacent. The season you are in now, even if it seems so far from what you want to do, it's preparing you for what's next. Simultaneously, don't get too comfortable. Don't become complacent. We grow under pressure. Step out of your comfort zone and step out in faith. Stay consistent in your work or your craft. Expertise happens in the consistency, not in the big, groundbreaking accomplishments. The consistency lays a strong foundation to be built on. The work I had consistently done was what paid off years later. Always pursue living your greatest God-given potential. You are created to make an impact in whatever work you do. You have an invaluable built-in support system right here. The teachers here at BEA set me on this path. It has been the community that has rallied around all of my projects. My teachers have become my mentors, my customers, and my friends. There is so much wisdom, knowledge, and experience in this room right now, and it's all at your disposal. So take advantage of it. We're all cheering you on every step of the way. Congratulations.
As of this moment, May 30th, 2025, at 7:05 p.m., we've shared roughly 336,980,000 seconds together. So many of those moments slipped by quietly, unnoticed, as if we had all the time in the world. 13 years ago in 2012, we all walked into kindergarten with no real concept of what it meant to be class of 2025. Back then, graduation felt like a lifetime away, distant, abstract, and almost impossible to imagine. But now, here we are. As Benjamin Franklin once said, lost time is never found again, so let's make this time count. Good evening. My name is Jacob Cratchula, and I stand before you today as a valedictorian, speaking on behalf of the class of 2025. Additionally, I'm grateful to be speaking to you from the perspective of class president, chosen by these same classmates that I'm speaking to today. Thank you for entrusting me with this duty. Ooh. Okay. But before I begin, I'd like to give a quick thank you to all the people who made being here possible. To my parents, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done to shape me into who I am. Dad, you worked endlessly to give me stability, opportunity, and a foundation to succeed, and I'm deeply grateful for all your sacrifices, even if I don't say it enough. Mom, I truly feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world to be able to call you my mother. You've dedicated so much to raising me, driving me everywhere, making my brothers and I your top priority, and always showing up. Because of your love and support, I'm able to stand here today. Even when I didn't make the right decisions, or remember to take out the trash or clean the fish tank, which I didn't do today either, you never gave up on me. You taught me values I'll carry for life, and one day I hope I can be half the parent that you were for me. To my older brothers, Dominic and Nicholas, as the youngest brother, thank you for always setting the bar just low enough that I'm always able to rise above it. That's right. Whether it be in academics, likability, attractiveness, or humor, the burden to be the best in the family always rests heavily on my back. But it is an honor that I gladly carry. Both of you have given me a deeper understanding of the saying, "Saved the best for last." Sincerely though, you've both paved the path that I follow and have carved the footsteps that I place my own feet into. You guys lead by example, and if I ever feel lost, it's because of you. I know which road to follow. Lastly, I want to thank my best friend, Thaddeus Dick. Throughout everything, Thad has always been in my corner, loyal, dependable, and the kind of friend I think everyone deserves. He even skipped his own brother's graduation to be here at mine today. Thad, you're more than a friend, you're family.
I love you too, Jacob.
I'd also like to give a quick thank you to all of our teachers over the years, our superintendent, Mr. DeSabato, our principal, Mr. Schreier, the administration, faculty, and school board for your constant support, dedication, and hard work. These 330 million seconds have not only been spent doing classwork, assignments, studying, or taking tests, but throughout all of this, we've also poured countless seconds into making memories together. Let's take a moment to look back on a few of the best ones. From our kindergarten trip to Hawaii, to getting lockers for the first time in 3rd grade, and raising money for a well in South Sudan in 4th, our elementary memories together are endless. In 6th grade, we spent 3 days and 2 nights at Camp K, followed by cell songs and virtual learning in 7th. Then came our first homecoming in 9th grade, and now we're here celebrating graduation in 12th. We've even shared great memories of tormenting teachers together. Because let's be honest, our class is not exactly known for being the best behaved. In fact, if I had $1 for every time I heard a teacher say that we're the worst class to come through Bellwood, I wouldn't be spending time going to college. But somehow, we eventually matured into the people today, though I know teachers still see glimpses of our misbehavior sometimes. A special apology to Miss Frank, who had to deal with her senior calculus class, laughing about little hospitals, particle motion jerk, and the good old sigma notation. I'm pretty sure the stress test she had done a few years back was also directly linked to my 10th grade Algebra 2 class. Looking back, it's hard to believe how quickly those moments passed. At the time, they felt ordinary. Just another school day, another field trip, another laugh, or another assignment. But they've now become milestones. Time moved quickly, sometimes slipping out right from under us, but it never stopped. And somehow, all of those seconds added up to something big because they brought us here. People often say time is money, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Throughout all the moments we've shared, we've learned lessons that only time could have taught us. Yes, time can be used to earn money, but money is only tangible. It can be saved, spent, or earned back. Time, on the other hand, doesn't work that way. You can't pause it, save it, or rewind it. You only get one chance to spend it, and once it's gone for good. That's what makes the memories we've created together so priceless. So now, as I speak to you for the last time, I want to leave you with just a little bit of advice. Take advantage of the time before it takes advantage of you. Don't wait for the right moment, because sometimes the right moment never comes, and to-dos set for tomorrow often go unfinished. So set goals now, dream big, and live with intention, because you don't want to look back and wish that you'd used your time differently. It's easy to feel satisfied with where we are now and settle, but if we stop here, content with how far we come, we may never end up where we're supposed to be. As Steve Jobs once said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So have trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. We may not have all the answers now, we may feel uncertain or even afraid, but we cannot expect to know everything that lies ahead. Instead, we have to trust in the plan that God has for us. So I encourage you to jump into this next chapter, relish in the unknown, not because we know how everything will work out, but because one day we'll be able to look back and see that everything truly happened for a reason. But I also want to encourage you to slow down. Not everything in life needs to be rushed. Getting to your destination fast isn't always the same as getting there well. I learned that the hard way on my final day of school when I got pulled over by a state trooper. Unfortunately, he didn't find it funny when I told him the reason for my excessive speeding was eagerness to take Mr. Carr's chemistry final. So class of 2025, our time here has come to an end, but ahead of us is a future full of seconds, minutes, and years waiting to be shaped. Use them wisely, be present, make memories, and whatever you do, don't forget to enjoy the time you have because it is the most valuable thing you'll ever own. If you've been counting, it's been about 395 seconds. Thank you for spending that time with me, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future.
Good evening, class of 2025 graduates, families, honored guests. My name is Richard Schreier, and I have the privilege of serving as the principal of Bellwood-Antis High School. Tonight I'm honored to stand before you to celebrate and recognize the remarkable accomplishments of this extraordinary class. The class of 2025 has excelled across all the areas of school life: academics, vocational programs, the arts, and athletics. But beyond their achievement, what truly defines this class is their character. They're talented, driven, compassionate, and resilient. These qualities have not only shaped their success, but have left a lasting impression on our school community. Your journey through high school began under unique circumstances, but greeted some normalcy in daily events. So you had just finished a challenging 8th grade year with so many restrictions, and as freshmen, you returned to the classrooms filled with uncertainty but hopefulness, on and off masking of faces, and fighting apathy that many students and teachers struggled to overcome. It was a challenging time, not just for students, but for educators and families alike. But you didn't let that define you. As the years progressed, you embraced every opportunity to reclaim your high school experience. You brought energy back to our classrooms, spirit back to our events, and heart back to our hallways. You showed us what it means to persevere, to adapt, and to grow. Your 4 years at Bellwood-Antis have been anything but ordinary, and that's what makes them unforgettable. So as author Maya Angelou once said, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. You persevered, you were resilient, and you were not defeated. This class made their senior year one to remember. Throughout the year, many of you have been recognized for your individual achievements in academics, athletics, arts, and service. While I won't list every award tonight, I do want to take this time to honor the collective accomplishments of this class. I will be asking students to stand in groups and teams so we can recognize the incredible contributions that they've made to our school and community. I'll start with the area of academics. Academically, we recognize the top 20 students with the highest GPA in the class, and it was indicated with an H in the program beside their name, and they're wearing gold honor cords. Additionally, our National Honor Society members are indicated with an asterisk besides their name and wear the white NHS stole. Will the seniors in the top 20 and or in National Honor Society please stand and be recognized? Earlier this month, over 70 scholarships were awarded at our annual scholarship banquet, totaling approximately $90,000, which was provided by the generosity of various sponsors. In addition, many of these students received scholarships from other organizations or their post-secondary school. Will all seniors who received at least one scholarship this year please stand and be recognized? At the Achievement Banquet, students who achieved high honor roll and honor roll during the first 3 marking periods were recognized. Will these seniors please stand to be recognized? Honor roll students. Regularly, I challenge our students to be involved in their school community. One method a student can choose is to be involved in an activity or club during the school year. Clubs and activities meet monthly and at times more often for big events. If in your high school career you were a member of FCA, French Club, Spanish Club, Yearbook, Chess or Strategy Club, Renaissance Club, Avidum, Key Club, Art Club, PJAS, Scholastic Scrimmage, Reading Competition, Home Ec Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters, or mock trial, please stand and be recognized. We have students who can serve as interns in multiple locations across both campuses. If you served as an office, media center, or elementary school intern, please stand and be recognized. As Jenna mentioned earlier, our Minithon team rekindled the flame 2 years ago and helped raise over $25,000 this year. The team has raised nearly $175,000 for the Four Diamonds over the last 7 to 8 years. Some of the students here are wearing blue or green cords according to the amount of money that they individually raised for the kids. Would all students involved in Minithon program over the last 4 years please stand and be recognized? Our online student newspaper, The Blueprint, received national recognition for the 11th consecutive year as a distinguished site from school newspapers online, as well as individuals receiving recognition from state and local levels. The national recognition was attained through the hard work of many students in this graduating class and their advisor, Mr. Naylor. Would all Blueprint members, past and present, please stand and be recognized? In the area of vocational programs, our FFA is a leadership-based organization supported through vocational ag and has always been very successful. Among other awards, we have a few students earn Keystone degrees. Will all senior FFA members please stand and be recognized? A number of our students attend Greater Altoona CTC for half of their school day and majored in any one of a variety of specialized vocational programs offered there. Several of these CTC students achieved special honors and awards based on their performance. We are proud to promote the trades and skills learned in this environment and hope that it leads to a fruitful career. Will all senior CTC students please stand and be recognized? A number of students took advantage of alternative course offerings through the BA Cyber program and Learn and Earn program. If you completed courses through our Cyber program or participated in Learn and Earn, please stand and be recognized. Our marching, concert, and jazz bands, under the direction of Mr. Patrick Soxie, continue to grow and improve. They provide quality entertainment at football games and parades, as well as seasonal concerts. We had students qualify at for various band festivals. Will all senior band members please stand and be recognized? The quality of our choral program here at Bellwood-Antis continues under the direction of Mr. David Logue. The group participated in several opportunities to display their talents, along with their performance here tonight. Some students performed well personally and advanced through various levels of recognition through PMEA. Will all seniors who participated in chorus please stand and be recognized? Many of these same students enjoyed the opportunity to participate in our spring musical, Shrek the Musical. The show was outstanding and was recently recognized by Altoona Community Theater Isaacs Awards. All members of the Shrek cast, please stand and be recognized. Next, in the area of athletics, fall sports, our student athletes had the opportunity to play in front of fans, a hyped student section, in stadiums and gyms versus teams in the Laurel Highlands Athletics Conference. All of our fall sports teams made the most of their opportunities to compete at the Laurel Highlands and district level, with some athletes earning statewide recognition. Would all football, volleyball, cross country, golf, and co-op soccer, tennis players please stand and be recognized? The winter season allowed our young men and women to take the challenge of competing in the tough Laurel Highlands Conference, and they made the most of those opportunities to play the sport they loved while learning and achieving success in their seasons. Would members of the basketball, wrestling, competitive cheer, unified bocce, and co-op swimming teams please stand and be recognized? This spring, our athletic teams face many challenges from the weather and very competitive teams on their schedules. Our players competed with heart and dedication for the entirety of their respective seasons, gaining recognition at the conference, district, and state level. Will members of the baseball, softball, track and field teams please stand and be recognized? I would now like to make a few final acknowledgments. There are a few young men and women who serve in the fire departments as junior firefighters. Will these students please stand and be recognized for your service to our community? We have several students who are either already enlisted or plan to enlist in the military to proudly serve our country. Will those students still please stand and be recognized? It's safe to say that we are all very proud of you. I thank you and I wish you all success. In closing, I want to take a moment to speak from the heart about this class of 2025. You have truly left a mark at Bellwood-Antis High School. From the moment you walked through our doors as freshmen, navigating uncertainty, masked faces, and apathy, you have showed strength and spirit that's nothing short of inspiring. Over the past 4 years, I've watched you grow, not just academically or athletically, but as people. You become leaders, innovators, and compassionate members of our school community. You've met every challenge with determination and grace, and you've exceeded every expectation placed before you. As stated earlier, your class had a reputation as challenging. But I refuse to accept that, and not just because Holden was in the class. You all chose to rewrite the script, and I'm proud of the lesson that you learned. You have the power to control your destiny, and you don't let judgment and comments of others dictate your future. Use your strengths, your intelligence, your faith, and your character to determine your pathway to success. What sets your class apart is your unity, your quiet strength, and your unwavering character. You've supported one another, you lifted each other up, and you created a legacy that will be remembered for years to come. I have no doubt that the world's a better place because of the people you are becoming. As you prepare to take the next steps, I encourage you to carry on with lessons you've learned here about perseverance, kindness, and the power of community. Let your experiences at Bellwood-Antis be the foundation upon which you build your future. Class of 2025, I am proud of you. I'm honored to have been part of your journey, and I'm excited to see the amazing things you will accomplish. You have heart, talent, and courage to do great things. Your motto reminds us of the past and preparation for the future. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Dr. Seuss. Cherish these memories. They're the foundation of your future. Embrace the unknown, trust your journey, and never stop growing. Congratulations, class of 2025. You will always have a home here at Bellwood-Antis. Thank you. And now I would like to turn the podium over to Superintendent Mr. Edward DeSabato and School Board President Catherine Birch for their remarks, followed up by the presentation of diplomas.
Good evening. On behalf of the Bellwood-Antis School District Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff, it's my sincere pleasure to welcome you to our annual commencement ceremony. Graduates, During your high school careers, you faced challenges, made sacrifices, persevered through adversity, and each of you has demonstrated strength, character, and resiliency. And for that, we are all truly proud of you. Tonight, I speak on behalf of our entire school community when I say we are incredibly proud of you, not only for your academics, but for your compassion, your kindness, and your dedication you have shown throughout the years here at Bellwood-Antis. Over the past 4 years, you've worked, you've studied, you've practiced, you've performed, you've played, and you've grown. You've shared smiles, laughter, tears, heartaches, and triumph. Together, you've built a bond and created memories that will last a lifetime. I've had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the caring, generous, and compassionate nature of this class. The Bellwood-Antis community takes great pride in seeing you reach this important milestone. It's my hope that as you reflect back upon your time here at Bellwood-Antis, you'll remember Bellwood-Antis as a place that helped prepare you for life's challenges and opportunities. To our exceptional faculty and staff, thank you. Thank you for your dedication in guiding and preparing these graduates for the journey ahead. To the parents, families, and loved ones gathered with us tonight, thank you for your partnerships, your support, and your unwavering commitment and encouragement along the way. Graduates, I'm confident you've received a well-rounded education, enriched by both academic and extracurricular experiences. That foundation will serve you well, whatever path you choose. Tonight, it's not an ending for you. It is truly a beginning, a new chapter filled with new dreams and new opportunities. Some of you planning to attend college and trade school, some begin careers, others will proudly serve in the United States military to protect and serve our great country. I encourage you, just a few simple remarks. As you step into the next stage of your life, I encourage you to always make every day count. Dream big and continue to work hard. And always remember that the right decision won't always be the easy one. All of us here tonight, we're excited to see what you will accomplish. I encourage you to stay focused, keep dreaming, and always take pride in who you are and where you came from. We salute your success and challenge you to be the very best. At this time, be well, and may God bless the Bellwood-Antis class of 2025. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce Board President, Mrs. Kathy Birch.
Congratulations, class of 2024. Looking at you and your parents, I can put you into 3 groups. The first group, you're very happy to graduate. You're ready for the next chapter. The second group, you're sad about graduating. The time went too fast. That's probably more for your parents. And the last group, you're thinking, thank God I made it. But you're all thinking, let's get this show on the road. So on that note, the only piece of advice I'll leave with you is to keep our spirit and sense of community. We still say hello to strangers. We hold doors open for people. If our neighbors are old or sick, we help them out. And if something catastrophic happens, we band together with fundraisers and such to help them through their ordeal. If you keep this sense of community, it will serve you well wherever you are. Congratulations. Now the important part. By the power vested to me by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Bellwood-Antis School District, I now pronounce you graduates of the Bellwood-Antis School District.
First row, please stand. Tyler Michelle Akalaitis. Riley Ellen Andrews. Samuel Landon Baylor. Jacob Fittigan Baker. Matthew Aaron Berkowitz. Caitlin Nicole Brawlier. Nathan Thomas Brennan. Brady William Brown. Zoe Raven Kalaman. Riley Shea Campbell. Jacob Francesco Craciola. Ireland Grace Cherry. Macy Elizabeth Cherry. Ryan Lee Cheslott. Leah Ray Clapper. Hunter James Cogan. Dakota Scott Coral. Macaulay Scott Coral. Ricky Crum. Alexander David Estrate. Corbin Folk. Trenton Friskhorn. Talon Furio. Zachary Joseph Gonzalez. Jackson Lambert Grassmeyer. Owen Grondin. Zachary Kai Hanna. Liliana Marie Hardman. Ava Jade Hassler. Johanna Grace Heckman. Patricia Henderson. Brooke Hescox. Brody Wade Heinisch. Sindel Hinson. Janaya Rowan Jackson. Connor Ronley Neal Johnson. Drina Jones. Gianna Gabriella Jort. Madison Lynn Kelly. Morgan Elizabeth Kinzel. Caden Kratzer. Hunter James Kyle. Griffin Scott Kyle. Rowan Elizabeth Kyle. Abigail Elizabeth Laird. Christopher Lee Langenbacher. Lily Mae Langenbacher. Braden Michael Lewis. Noah James Larson. Trinity Mae Maines. Ryan Nathaniel Marinac. William Latimer Mall IV. Tyler McCall. Chloe Elizabeth McCloskey. Gavin James McElwain. Madison McFarland. Abigail Marie McGuire. Samuel James Miller. Jenna Marie Norton. Caden Michael Pellegrin. Mason Andrew Ott. Brianna Mackenzie Patterson. Ava Brooke Patton. Seth Russell Reagan. Daniel Eric Riley Jr. Tegan Louise Rennie. Gracie Taylor Rice. Hayden David Robison. Holden Dunn Schreier. Robert Lee Cervello III. Chris Cervello. Ethan Lloyd Scharf. Hunter Patrick Simmons. Derek Stivers. Shyla Marie Lineski. Tanner Dan Swager. Adeline May Turek. Devin Joseph Van Orman. Hannah Elizabeth Waite. Haley Ann Walters. Gage Wah. Mackenzie Espin Weber. Braden Lee Wenzel. Ethan John Wicks. Hallie Catherine Young. Emily June Zacher.
So please rise and join our senior choir and graduates in the Bellwood-Antis alma mater.
find a turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this past and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial.